Hello, thank you for your interest in information about managing your money. This information and list of resources was developed by Community Advancement Network's staff and Language Access Action Team. The purpose of this presentation is to provide helpful information about managing your money, including describing the importance of finances, explaining budgeting and banking, describing the difference between credit cards and debit cards, explaining credit history, loan and interest, and paying taxes. This module will also cover some do's and don'ts when managing your money and some helpful resources. Please note that the information in this module is very general. If you need advice on your specific financial situation, please consult a financial advisor. First, we will discuss why managing your money well is important. Managing your money well can help you achieve your goals. It is important because if you manage your money well, you will have saved money that can be used for unexpected life events or sudden illnesses, both of which can be very expensive in the United States. Next, we will discuss banking. It is important to open a bank account because it is safer and more convenient than carrying cash. In most cases, bank accounts are necessary to rent an apartment or complete other financial transactions in the United States. In order to open a bank account, you will need a social security number, a driver's license, state ID, or identification card from the consulate office, personal information such as date of birth, home address, and telephone number, and they will need a money to deposit. In the United States, we have banks and credit unions. Banks are for-profit companies that allow anyone to open an account with minimum requirements. They have nationwide services such as branches and ATMs. They also offer international services such as currency exchange and money transfers. Their service fees are usually higher than credit union service fees, and their loan rates are not as good as credit unions. Credit unions are not-for-profit companies that offer less fees and lower loan rates than banks, but they may not provide services nationwide or international services. They also have membership requirements and fewer ATMs. After deciding whether you would like your account to be opened with a bank or a credit union, you will open a checking and savings account, apply for a debit card, and apply for a credit card when you are ready. You do not have to apply for a credit card right away. A checking account is used to pay expenses by check, debit card, or electronic billing. A savings account is used to keep money for long-term goals or emergencies. Debit cards and credit cards look very similar and can both be used to buy items in person or over the internet. There are some major differences between the two. When you purchase something using your debit card, the money comes from the available balance in your bank account without interest. Banks and credit unions may charge a fee for taking out money from your account that you don't have. If your debit card has been involved in theft, it is hard to get your money back. When you purchase something using your credit card, you are using borrowed money and will receive a bill at the end of the month to pay back what you have spent, plus interest. If your credit card is involved in theft, it is easier to dispute. Now we will discuss budgeting and planning, but first let's do an exercise. On the provided handout, write answers to the following questions along the timeline. What things do you want right away? This could be a car, a better apartment, anything that you would want to purchase within the next year. Now, what things do you want to do later? This could be going to college or opening a business, anything that you would need money for that will happen in the future. The completed timeline will show your goals and life events for the next couple of years that would require a significant amount of money. In the next exercise, we will practice budgeting. It is important to budget so that you can have the money to reach your goals and fund major life events. On the provided handout, list monthly expenses for your family, such as rent, transportation costs, food, utilities. Do you have enough income to pay for your expenses? You are responsible for managing your own personal finances, but the staff at your resettlement agency can help you make a budget. A budget will help you know how much money you have, how much you can spend, and how much you can save. Next, we will talk about credit history. Credit history is a record that shows how responsible you are about making payments on time. If you borrow a small amount of money and pay off your loan quickly, you will build good credit history. Lenders will check your credit history to decide if they will offer you a loan for large purchases, such as a home or a car. Some employers check credit history when you apply for a job. 3 steps to building your credit history is to get a credit card and use a small amount monthly, pay the full credit card balance when it's due to avoid interest charges, and repeat those 2 steps until you build good credit. The next couple of slides will discuss loans and interest. Buying a car, home, and opening a business can be expensive. Many people borrow money from the bank or credit union as a loan and repay some of it every month. Interest is a fee which is paid to the lender for the privilege of using their money. When you borrow money by using a credit card or by taking out a loan from a bank, you need to pay interest. 2 things to consider before you take a loan is the interest rate and the loan period. Interest rates depend on the type of loan you are asking for and your credit history. If your credit history is good, normally you can get a loan with a lower interest rate. The lower the interest rate, the better. A loan period tells you how long you have to repay the loan. Usually the more you borrow, the longer your loan period will be. The loan period can be shorter with a higher monthly payment or longer with a lower monthly payment. For instance, repaying home loans may take 15 years to 30 years. No matter what kind of loan you get, it is important to develop a loan repayment plan. The next few slides will discuss paying taxes. In the United States, we have to pay income tax, personal property tax, and sales tax. Income tax is taken out of your paycheck by your employer. Sales tax is paid on items you purchase at the store. Property tax is the tax that you pay on your home. If you rent, your landlord will pay this tax. On your pay stub from your employer, you can check the section labeled withholding or deductions to see what has been taken out for federal income tax payments, usually labeled FED. You must file your income taxes between January and April. If you overpaid federal income tax from the previous year, the government will pay it back. You should get a form from your employer January 31st showing how much income tax you paid. If you worked on your own, not for an employer, you have to pay taxes when you file your taxes. Keep at least 5 years of taxes for your personal records. You can get free assistance from these organizations below to make sure you get the most amount of money back. The Prosper Center at Foundation Communities and Tax Help at United Way for Greater Austin. Here are some do's and don'ts for your money. Do pay your bills on time. Paying on time is the most important step to building your credit history. This also helps to avoid fees and high interest. Do think twice before you make a major purchase. Though promotions and discounts seem attractive, ask yourself if you really need the item. Make sure you can make the monthly payments. Don't overuse your credit card. A credit card is a short-term loan. Misuse may hurt your credit history. Don't sign unclear contracts. If you don't understand contracts or agreements, don't sign them without asking questions. Don't use payday loans. These services seem convenient, but interest is very high. If you are seeking language services, you can show organizations your iSpeak card to let them know what language you speak and need translation or interpretation services in. These cards are free at public libraries. iSpeak cards are available in these languages. This slide has a list of resources for financial literacy classes available in Austin.
For more information, visit wecanatx.org. And if you have any questions or would like a presentation, email info@canatx.org.